Namaste everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I have an all levels mindful morning practice. So today's practice is going to be really wonderful for waking up the body gently in a very calm and restful way. So it's going to be great for stress and anxiety, and it's also going to be great for stretching out any aches and pains. We're going to be starting off the class with a pranayama breath, belly breathing. So we're going to be filling up the belly and exhaling and drawing the belly button back. So I'll be talking you through that in a moment. Then we're going to do some gentle stretches and vinyasa flow as well, and end the class with a lovely alternate nostril breathing. So there's some pranayama today to really set you on the right mindful path for the day ahead. So let's start off sitting in a comfortable position, any comfortable seat you choose. Sit up tall through the spine. You can close your eyes and just take the tops of the palms to your legs just for a moment. Allow your palms to face the sky and rest your shoulders. Take a moment to breathe naturally here. Just to come into the body and become aware of how you feel. Now start to deepen the inhales and the exhales in and out of the nostrils. And take one of your hands or both to your belly, and on your inhale feel it expand like a balloon. Feel your belly become bigger and blow up, and then on your exhale make your exhale nice and long. Just gently feel your belly button draw back towards your spine and empty all the air. Take a moment and then inhale once again. So I'll talk you through one round and then we'll continue together. Inhale, fill your belly. Exhale, contract. Again, inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Belly button goes back. Continue this, take about 10 breaths just like this in your own time. Inhale, expand. Exhale, hug the belly back. Five more, nice and slow through the nostrils. Three more. 2, and 1. Continue a deep breath and start to roll your head from shoulder to shoulder. Just give your neck a little stretch. Taking your body to the left, come down to the left forearm or just to the hand. Extend your right arm up and over your ear. Perhaps cradle your head and tilt your chest to the sky, taking a side body stretch. Now tilt your chest towards the floor and extend your right hand over to the left. Allow your head to drop heavy. Try to keep your sit bones on the ground. Don't allow your right side to lift. And then come on up to center. Let's take it to the other side. Either place just the hand or come down to the forearm. Cradle the head with the left hand. Chest tilts to the sky. Breathe deep. Keep your sit bones on the ground. Tilt the chest to the floor. Take that left hand down to the ground. Rest your head. Push yourself back up to center. Give your spine a little wiggle and then come to all fours. Point your fingertips towards your knees and your thumbs on the outside edges of your hands and just start to find some circles stretching out through the wrists, warming up the palms. Hug your belly button back. Keep the breath deep. Either big or small circles, totally up to you. And then rotate in the opposite direction. And then find a rock from side to side. Come back towards your heels and take the thumbs to the inside edges and bring the weight onto the tops of your hands so your palms are facing up towards your body. Don't put weight, just enough pressure to feel that stretch at the top of the hands. And maybe find a rocking motion from side to side if that feels good. Maybe even forwards and back gently. Make sure this isn't painful. Then come into a kneeling position. Let's give our hands a little roll and shake out. Back to all fours. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, tuck the chin and tailbone arch. Continue this. Inhale, dropping the belly. Exhale, arch. One more, drop the belly. Exhale, arch. Place your feet onto the ground. Make sure your knees are hip distance. Take a grip of your heels. Place the crown of your head onto the mat, but make sure it's just resting, that there's no pressure on the crown of the head. You may want to come up onto the toes if that's easier to take a grip of the feet. Hold on and stretch behind those shoulders. This is rabbit pose. Lift your belly button up to the spine and hold. Breathe deep. Come to sit back to the heels. Open the knees as wide as the mat. Toes touch. Extend your arms forward into a wide-legged child's pose. If your bum is not coming down to your heels, then you can always place a cushion between your heels and your bum just to make this more comfortable. Stay here in your wide-legged child's pose if you're more of a beginner. If you're more intermediate, then slide your way into your frog pose by opening your knees out into a parallel position. So your knees are in line with each other and your heels are in line with your knees. You can find a slight rocking motion here and stay up on your forearms, or you can come all the way down to the belly if your hips are open enough and you just want to rest. If you're in your frog pose, come back into your wide-legged child's, and then everybody come up onto your knees into your tabletop, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Let's take one round of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, arch. Tuck the toes and send your hips to the sky for your first downward facing dog. Plant the palms shoulder distance, feet around hip distance. Externally rotate your shoulders so you're trying to get your armpits to look at each other. And internally rotate your knees so that they're slightly inwards. Hug your belly button back, rest your head. Keep the breath nice and deep. Lift your right leg and step it to the outside edge of your right hand. So you're in your lizard pose. You can stay lifted, or you can take your left knee down to the ground for a slightly deeper stretch. We'll start to find some circles with the hips. Nice, gentle and slow, just circling. Opening up through that left psoas and opening up through the right hip. Releasing that stress and tension from the body. And then maybe become still. You can drop that right knee down towards the right side so that you're opening it a little deeper. And if it's possible for you, you can come down onto your forearms, or you can place your forearms onto a block. And then come on up, tuck your back toes, lift the knee. We're going to just find a rocking motion forwards and back to stretch out that left calf. And then we want to step the left toes to the outside edge of the left hand. And sink your hips low for your yogi squat. So bring the elbows to the outside edges of the knees. Sit up tall through the spine. Place your hands at your chest in prayer. Allow your hips to hang heavy. Your toes are facing slightly outwards. And if you would like to, you can always place your bum onto a block if that's much more comfortable. This may be a hard position for some of you. So you can always place your bum onto a block to help this be more accessible. But wherever you are, close your eyes and let's breathe deep. Plant your hands in the center of the mat. Open your heels out so your toes are on the inside edge now, and straighten your legs as much as you would like to. You can keep them a bit bent and start to fold forwards. So you want to fold forwards here from the hips. Bend your knees as much as needed. You may find your hamstrings are still very tight, especially first thing in the morning. So just be mindful of that. Don't force the body. If you would like to, you can start to bend and straighten the legs, as well as taking some sways from side to side. Just trying to loosen the hamstrings and the hips. When you find some comfort, become still. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back and then allow them to drop up and over your head. If this is not possible, then just stay in a heavy ragdoll with your hands down on the ground, or perhaps grasping each elbow. If your hands are interlaced, if you bring the palms together, you're going to feel a real deep stretch. So the closer the palms are, if they're touching, that's the deeper part of the stretch. Or you can allow them to fall open. You can also rotate them so that your palms are facing away from you. Play around with your hand position and see what that does to your stretch. And then release your hands if you have them interlaced, We're going to heel toe our feet hip distance. And inhale, half lift, hands to shins, look forward. Exhale, fold. Let's take a step back, so hands are positioned shoulder distance into a plank. Hold your plank just for a minute here. You can find a rock if you would like to. Gently bring the knees to the floor. We're going to take an easy chaturanga, so bend the elbows, keep them close to the body, chest comes all the way to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest for cobra. Now bend your legs, take a grip of the inside edges of your feet and lift into your bow pose. Breathe into this lovely shoulder opener. My cat Peanut has joined us. And exhale down, lower yourself. And then send your hips up, back into plank, and then all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. Lift your left leg and come on forward. Place it on the outside edge of your left hand, back into your lizard, but on the other side this time. So start to find those circles with the hips in any way that you can. That may just be a slight rocking motion. Remember, you can place your knee down on the ground just to stretch out that right psoas muscle and that lovely left hip. Once you've done your circles, become still. You can stay here with your hands placed on the ground, or if you can open that knee out to the side. Allow that knee to drop down towards the ground, and maybe you have the flexibility to come down to your forearms. If not, stay up on your palms, or even on a block if that's going to help you today. Keep your breath deep. Okay, come back up onto your palms. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. We're going to step back into our Malasana Yogi squat. Right leg comes outside edge of the right hand. Toes face outwards. Bring your hands to center in prayer. Use your elbows to push your knees apart. Close your eyes and breathe deep. Spine stays nice and long. Your bum hangs low and heavy. Maybe it feels good to find a rock from side to side. You don't have to stay static. From here, we're going to place our hands in front of us just for a moment. Take a seat onto your bum and then place your feet hip distance apart in front of you. We're going to take our hands a couple of inches away from our body behind us with our fingertips facing towards the feet. We're going to inhale and lift the hips to the sky for a reverse tabletop. This is so good for stretching out through the shoulders. So be mindful, take your time. And if it's too painful, then come back into this position and maybe just find a rocking motion from side to side. You may find that that's enough to stretch out your shoulders. So if you're ready, inhale and lift your hips to the sky. Squeeze your glutes and allow your head to hang heavy behind you. You'll feel that lovely stretch through the shoulders. At the same time, keep your knees in line with your hips, so you're squeezing your glutes to keep them there. And then slowly lower your bum to the ground and lift your head last. Give your hands a little shake out and extend the legs in front of you. Draw your legs together. Now you can bend your legs as much as needed. We're going to just sit in staff pose just for a moment by lifting up through the heels. So you're engaging your thighs to lift your heels off the floor. Keep the spine long. Now interlace your fingers, raise them to the sky and start to fold forwards from the hips. Again, just come as forward as you can. You can bend the knees. If you can, maybe you can grip the outside edges of your feet. Wherever you are, just make sure there's no pain and that it's just a lovely stretch. And start to hang forward over the legs. Breathe deep. Taking one more breath. And release. Come back into your seat. Let's take the inner soles of the feet together in our butterfly pose. If you have very tight hips, your knees may be very lifted up here perhaps. You can always place your hands behind your spine and just press your chest forward. Make sure you're feeling that stretch on the inner groin and the inner hip flexors. If you have the flexibility, allow your knees to fall open as much as they want to. Take a grip of the big toes, or just simply place your elbows onto your shins, so your forearms onto your shins, just to guide your legs a little more open. And start to fall forward. If it feels good, you can place your elbows on the ground and just rest your head down. And then slowly come on up wherever you are. Draw your knees together, give them a little hug towards your chest. And then find yourself in a comfortable seat, any seat of your choice. Sit up tall through the spine. Now we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. So one thing I would recommend actually is to bend one knee, because this is going to help you rest your arm. So just take your elbow to that knee. Maybe you want to use the other hand to keep it there. So with alternate nostril breathing, we want to do exactly what it says, and we're going to breathe in one nostril and we're going to exhale out the other. So it's nice and simple. We're just going to place our index and middle finger on our third eye between our eyebrows. And we're going to use our thumb to block off the right side of the nostril. We're going to inhale through the left. Then we're going to use our ring finger to block the left, let go of the right, and exhale out the right. So basically we're blocking right, inhale left, blocking left, exhale right. Make sure all inhales are left, all exhales are out of the right. So let's begin. I'll talk you through 3 of them, and then we'll do 10 altogether without any words, and we can just get into this mindful breath of relaxing the body. So place the index and middle on your third eye, block the right nostril, inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Nice, deep and slow. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Continue 5 more on your own. Take 1 more. Keep your eyes closed and breathe deeply through the nose now. Come into a comfortable seat. Rest your hands. Keeping the eyes closed, let's take a moment to acknowledge how nice and easy it is to breathe now through both the nostrils. Perhaps you feel a lot lighter. And then let's take this moment to be completely mindful and silent, staying in this present moment and letting go of any fears you may have about the day to come, or perhaps the day past. stay in this moment and let go of past and present. Remember, those are concepts in the mind that have not actually happened. They're not part of reality. Breathe naturally. Let your body settle and calm. When your mind starts to wander, bring your thoughts and your presence back to the breath, perhaps back to the sound of rain outside. Whatever it is that keeps you present, stay there. Okay, you can stay here and meditate for as long as you would like to. Or you can start to deepen the inhales and your exhales. Start to wiggle the fingertips, keeping the eyes closed. Raise the hands and rotate the wrists. Inhale, raise your hands to the sky, allow them to touch and take a stretch. Exhale, draw them to your heart center. Rub your palms together and create a warm friction between your hands. Then place your hands over your eyes. Perhaps set an intention for your day. That may be to stay calm, stay present, let go, whatever that word is, etch it into your mind's eye. And then slowly start to move your hands away from your eyes. You can bat your eyelids open. Namaste everybody. I really hope this class felt really good for you and calmed your body and got you ready for a beautiful, mindful and perhaps a restful day ahead. Whether it be physically restful, that may not be the case, but it may be mentally and spiritually restful. And that's exactly what we aim for with yoga, is to bring a sense of calm to whatever situation we may face in the day or in our lives, whatever situations come our way. So please try to take this with you throughout the day, and when you find yourself losing it here and there, just come back to the breath. Remember that in your mind. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and you can also do this class before bed. It would probably be a pretty good bedtime class as well. So don't feel you have to do it in the morning, but it's just so lovely to wake up peacefully and calmly just like this. So until next time, don't forget to write me a comment if you enjoyed the class. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe, press the bell, because that will notify you on your mobile device, or especially if you have the the YouTube app on your mobile, it will tell you when I've put up a new video so you never miss them. And of course, I've got a donation button now, which you may have noticed. It's a little heart-shaped button. Feel free to press that. And guys, I'm on Udemy now, which is actually quite a new thing. I've just uploaded a pregnancy class, a pregnancy course. So if anybody is watching this and you're pregnant, or you're about to become pregnant, or you're trying for a baby, then take a look at that, because that's going to be a great way to get your pregnancy journey on the right track. So I'm going to leave the link to that in the description below. Until next time, everybody, thank you for joining me. Namaste.